Hey guys, welcome to Whitney's Watchlist. Today I'm reviewing 21 Bridges. I feel like I need wine for this, so. This movie was directed by Brian Kirk and stars Chadwick Bozeman. I think there were a few other interesting casts in this movie, like Stephan James from If Beale Street Could Talk. And also, I was interested in seeing Louis Cancelmi, y'all know I'm bad with names, from Billions, so that was interesting. A few other interesting casts as well, but those were the most that I was interested or surprised to see on film. This review is not going to be long because it was a short movie and I didn't like it. I'm gonna be very honest, I had high hopes for this because the trailer seemed really exciting and it seemed like it was gonna be like this really cool action-packed movie and like, you know, that we were gonna see the 21 Bridges of Manhattan. I was kind of like looking forward to that. I was like, oh damn, there's 21 bridges up in this island? Dang! It was not focused on the bridges as the title insinuates. I don't think that this movie was poorly acted. I think this was a bad script. There were so many choices I didn't understand. The movie starts with a funeral scene, right? And it's clearly this guy's father who has passed away in service or in duty. And all of these people who loved and knew his father are here for this kid. And then you see, you know, to present day where he's also walked in the footsteps of his father and became a policeman or a detective. A detective. Then we're just like jolted from like that 10-minute scene that felt kind of pointless. I mean, like it set up the reason why he was a detective, but it felt unnecessary. I honestly felt like we could have done without that whole entire beginning scene and been fine. Anyway, and you know, we cut to a scene where he's like being interrogated and clearly like there's this question of whether or not his character is trigger happy. And so I guess I was okay with that. You're like, all right, well, fine. I guess, you know, we set up some more backdrop on the character. Then we get from the setup. We're going through probably about 20 to 25 minutes of setup, okay, to finally the rising action. It starts with these characters that we don't know at all, never been introduced to. They just come on scene and they're doing a job, right? And they're trying to rob this restaurant or club or whatever it is, and things are going south already. Then all of a sudden, 3-4 cops are tapping on this window. It's like, okay, why the hell are 4 cops rolling up at this restaurant late at night? Like, this is weird. And then of course, all hell breaks loose, things go south, and it just gets bad, and it kicks off the whole movie. Personally, I feel like I would have preferred if the movie had started in that way. And then I think they could have sprinkled in character stuff after that point. I think they could have sprinkled in through dialogue, understanding that he's trigger happy, or it seems that he's trigger happy, understanding that his father was really well respected and that's why he became a detective and informs all these decisions and da-da-da-da-da. But it just seemed like the editing was off. It was just weird. And like, it just felt like they were not nice transitions. So once we get to the point where, all right, we've got these 2 thieves, we need to catch them, they shot these cops, we gotta get them. Let's shut the island down, which was so unrealistic, honestly. I was hoping for like a more realistic scenario. And maybe I guess I missed this in the trailer, but it was literally these 2 guys and they shut down the whole island of Manhattan for these 2 guys that shot a couple of cops at 1 a.m. I was like, this would never happen, ever. So this guy gets his approval, said, okay, you have till 5 a.m. to catch these guys, which also felt unrealistic. And so then this movie just takes on this uncomfortable pace of Chadwick Boseman's character trying to find these 2 criminals. Okay, so besides the script being bad, the dialogue being bad, I think there were like way too many standoffs in this film. There were like way too many standoffs. I was like, this is stupid. And the chasing scene was like very intense. I felt like I was winded watching this man run. It was a lot. It was very intense. And then there's just like this scene on the subway where it's like they were about to get off and they look at each other and they just both decide to get back on the subway. That felt really stupid to me. I was like, so he's gonna decide to stay on the train? It just felt like the pace of things were just going incredibly fast, and the criminals are trying to stay ahead of the cops, and the cops are gaining on them quickly. And I wanted there to be more wit. I wanted there to be more smarts in this. I wanted the criminals to be a little bit wiser than they really were, to make it more difficult for the detectives to catch them. Just something that made the stakes a little bit higher. I'm gonna tell myself I'm not gonna ruin it for the people who wanna watch it. But it was a really stupid ending. And it felt like it just cut short. And it was like, are you serious? Like, that's how we're ending this? Not to say that the scenario is unrealistic, that being crooked cops really inspired the chain of events, okay? That is a very likely scenario, but the way it was all played out was like, and I was looking at some tweets last night, and a lot of people love this movie. So I looked on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics hate it. The general public love it. And I just thought it was awful. I thought it was awful. And I just feel bad because I wanted it to be along the lines of 16 Blocks. I don't know if you guys remember that movie with Mos Def. It was like an amazing city scene. They were high stakes. You felt like in the throes of this movie with him. And I wanted 21 Bridges to be that, to be a good action-packed city film. And it was not. I really don't think that this is something that you should spend your time and energy on. My watch list rating is this is a no FOMO. I hate to say it, but you're good if you miss this. So
check out this video, that video, or go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.